The cooling system of a nuclear plant is crucial to the safety of nuclear generation. Every nuclear reactor must be cooled constantly. The fuel rods are extremely hot, and when they cannot be cooled properly, they'll become hotter and hotter, eventually resulting in a core meltdown. Under some circumstances, there's danger of fire, which would send radioactive matter into the atmosphere. Many nuclear plants use cooling towers, while others, like Diablo Canyon Nuclear Plant, take water from nearby sources, circulate it through pipes to absorb heat, and discharge the now warmer water back to the local source. In some areas, this would be a river or lake, while in the case of Diablo Canyon, it's the Pacific Ocean. Each day, the Diablo Canyon facility circulates 2.5 billion gallons of seawater through its once-through cooling, or OTC, system. The nuclear plant indiscriminately sucks in whatever aquatic life is near the intake pipe. In this process, larger fish and wildlife are smashed and mutilated against screens. This is called impingement. Aquatic organisms like fish eggs and larvae, which are too small to be trapped against the screens, are sucked into the plant's heat exchangers. This is called entrainment. They are crushed and boiled before being dumped back into the ocean. The heated water that's discharged back into Diablo Cove is 18 to 20 degrees warmer and alters the surrounding ecosystem, compounding the damage caused by impingement and entrainment. Discharging warmer water into the ocean changes the environment, stressing it and killing fish, plants, and other life forms. The marine life that's killed by once-through cooling, OTC, is mainly at the bottom of the food chain, but all aquatic species are adversely impacted and destabilized. From phytoplankton to fish eggs and larvae, as well as the marine mammals that rely on the complex food web. Due to the large withdrawals of seawater on a continuous basis at Diablo Canyon, an estimated 1.5 billion larvae are entrained, and 710 pounds of fish are impinged annually. The marine life that's being destroyed also affects the livelihood of local fishermen. Diablo Canyon is having a dramatically detrimental effect on the amount of sea life present in the ocean along the central coast. There are laws in place to protect the marine environment from OTC. In 1972, Congress passed the Clean Water Act. While it focuses mostly on the discharge of pollution, the law also regulates cooling water intake structures. It requires the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, to issue regulations requiring best technology available for minimizing adverse environmental impact. In 2001, the EPA ordered new plants to use closed-cycle cooling, where water withdrawn from a natural body of water is circulated through condensers to remove the plant's heat, then circulated through cooling towers, and then sent back to the condensers. This closed-cycle cooling system reduces total water withdrawals by about 95%, resulting in a corresponding reduction in the impact on fish and other species. The EPA, however, has not mandated existing power plants to modernize and phase out OTC. In 2010, the California State Water Resources Control Board adopted a policy requiring power plants to comply with the Federal Clean Water Act, and the plants have choices regarding compliance. The owner of Diablo Canyon, Pacific Gas and Electric Company, is required to undertake special studies to investigate alternatives for its facility to meet the State Water Board's policy requirements. A review committee composed of technical representatives having experience with nuclear plant issues meet to oversee the special studies. The compliance date for Diablo Canyon has been set for December 31st, 2024, with a caveat that this date may be changed to ensure electric supply reliability. However, the State Water Resources Control Board proposed amendments to the Water Quality Control Policy on the use of coastal and estuarine waters for power plant cooling in 2014. It will issue findings and call for public comment in the fall of 2015. What options does Diablo Canyon have? The use of cooling towers is the most effective method for reducing the impacts of OTC. It is, however, costly. One alternative is to modify the existing OTC system to include additional mesh screens and to bury the intake pipes offshore to reduce the number of larvae that enter the system. Another option is to offset environmental damage by implementing mitigation projects. These projects would strive to increase the overall health and productivity of the ocean with the development of rocky reefs, marine reserves to enhance fish stocks and increase biodiversity, and so on. And there's plant closure. The immediate and permanent closure of Diablo Canyon would end the problems of impingement, entrainment, and thermal pollution. PG&E already uses many types of sustainable electrical generation, and the California Energy Commission has set goals for all utilities to expand their renewables portfolios. There are many types of electrical generation that could possibly be used right at the Diablo site, such as solar, wind, geothermal, and wave energy. Solar panels can be used almost anywhere. Other technologies such as wave energy are being developed and may require more study. And let's not forget cogeneration and measures to improve energy efficiency. Pass a resolution calling for protection of marine life by ending OTC at Diablo Canyon. Stay in touch with San Luis Obispo Mothers for Peace and be prepared to take action when needed. To be added to the OTC Committee email list, contact Jane Swanson at janeslo, that's Jane S-L-O, at iCloud.com. Then look for instructions on timing and content of letters to the directors of the State Water Board, urging them to enforce California's OTC policy.